I think the biggest trend is community.
Your community doesn't have to be large
Yeah.
for you to be able to survive in a social media recession.
That's right.
If you have 1,000 true fans, then anything's possible.
You gotta just press record.
We've been talking kind of about what's not working with everything that's changing in social media and what is working.
Well, I think it's important to talk about the fact that we're in a social media recession, and there is an inordinate number of people who are just now producing content. Your mom, your cousin, like everyone has multiple accounts. They're creating content. Everyone wants to be get podcast deals or sponsorship or become a nano influencer. So there's an unbelievable supply. And statistically speaking, people want to consume less. We don't want to spend as much time on social, so we want to follow less. So it's just like a recession in the economy when there's, people don't have enough money, i.e. time, and there's a huge supply, then what you're going to see is people are very choosy about how they're spending, and they're spending their time on the very few creators who actually deliver, right? So because of that, if you know that, and just think about your own human nature, how many people do you follow and look at all of their content? Very few, right? And you probably follow thousands of people, at least hundreds, and maybe you look at between 5 and 8 of them per day. So how do you become one of those 5 or 8? You do that by understanding human nature. If you're getting fewer likes, less engagement, fewer followers, you're not doing something wrong. We just have so much supply. So how do you combat that? What's the trend? The trend is to be innovative, to adapt, to not follow the trends, to notice what you're not interested in anymore on social and stop producing that. Like, even though everyone's producing the same kind of thing and you're like, this is so boring or dumb, then don't do that, Even though it seems like it's popular, it's not, it's dying. By the time you're sick of it, it's dying. So innovate, be creative. I think the biggest trend is community. We were just talking about music, right? Like when people, back in the day, you buy an album, you listen to every single song over and over and over again. Now you hear someone, dropped a new album and you listen to the hit and then you move on.
And that's it.
Yeah. Unless you're like, that's your dude, right? Like Drake just dropped a new album. I'm gonna listen to every single song, and memorize the words because you belong there, right? Like, so I think creating community in our social is so underrated.
Your community doesn't have to be large
Yeah.
for you to be able to survive in a social media recession.
That's right.
If you have 1,000 true fans, then anything's possible and you could weather any
and
storm.
less than 1,000 today. I think if they were to republish that book, it'd be less than 1,000. I think you could create a real business with under 500 if you're really tapping into your community, right? And I think that's what a lot of people miss because they're focused on getting that viral video. And when you focus on going viral, what happens is you follow a trend and you get all these people to follow you or at least see your content, and they don't follow you because the rest of your content doesn't deliver that same thing, that niche. It doesn't provide value that's entertaining on that same particular topic. People are very topic focused. We have a problem that we need to solve, and that's why I'm following you. That's why I subscribe to your YouTube channel. That's why I continually watch your content.
I want to talk about how to actually monetize on social. A lot of creators are focusing on the wrong things.
Yes.
Now, we're also only going to be able to cover so much, and we're going to co-host a free class, and that's at ideatoincome.tips if you want to register, entirely free. You're really doing the heavy lifting.
Yep.
You've got a whole presentation, and I love your trainings. You've done many for our community. You spoke at Vid Summit a while back, crushed that session, and so you just pack it so full of value. So I just want to make sure that's on people's radar.
Yeah.
Ideatoincome.tips if you want to register for that free training. When it comes to most people focusing on social media and trying to make money, everybody thinks they need 1 million followers. They need to go viral. They are hoping that Reels Meta pays them, even though they just pulled that away.
Yeah.
They're hoping to get monetized on YouTube, even though unless you're massive, it kind of just pays pennies, so it's not very practical. Yeah. And so where are people missing it in terms of their philosophy of actually making money on social media?
And that's why I'm doing this workshop, because we want this to be super simple, and it's not. There are levels to it. It's not just what you're seeing. Like, we see someone who's got a large YouTube following, a large Instagram following, getting a lot of likes, and we just assume that's how they're making money. But it's not, right? And so it's teaching people how much they're leaving on the table, number one. So how to set up a foundation so that if you do get approached by somebody who wants to offer you a brand deal or a paid post? Do you already know how to position yourself? Do you already know how to disclose or pitch your rates? Do you already have, if someone is looking at your viral video, or we call it viral for me, right? So if you have a video that goes viral for you, meaning it gets 50% more views than what you get on a normal piece of content. So that's a really good piece of content for you. What do you do with those people when they look at it? They may never come back. So how do you capture them? It's understanding the things you have to set up, like an email list, understanding retargeting, understanding how you can, once you've got someone's attention, it's the most valuable thing you could have. Don't let them just walk out the door, right? So I like to teach people what do those basics look like, because they're not that hard, but no one talks about it.
And even today, brand new stats, 2023 came out about how email marketing is the most effective way to get to actually reach people when algorithms are so fickle. Why do you encourage people to build an email list?
It's crazy that is still the thing. If you would have asked me 10 years ago if I thought that would be the case 10 years later, I would say I'm not sure. But yesterday, I met with some, big YouTubers they started a podcast 9 years ago. And 2 years ago, they started doing a YouTube channel, right? And they're like, that's when we realized we've got to build our email list. And he said 2 things happened. First of all, people found them on YouTube, their podcast. And then secondly, they started to truly monetize because they focused on their email list. And recently they were just approached by a major player, Spotify, reached out to them to acquire them for a deal that is a pretty hefty 8 figures.
Wow.
To go exclusive on Spotify, and they declined Spotify was like, what?
Yeah.
Hello, do you know who we are? But they just say that because you don't see that. You don't see an email list. I mean, I don't talk about my email list, but I'm building it every single day in social. Every story, not every story, but every day I'm doing something on stories that's intentionally working to reach that person who's like, I want more. I'm not here for the haircut. I want to learn more. I want to go deeper. And I want to be able to serve those people. And then it's really knowing how to deliver an email that people are going to open.
Did you like this clip? Go to idea2income.tips to check out the full-length version of this exclusive social media masterclass. That's idea2income.tips, or click the link in the description.